Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my Pick a Card video. I'd like to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to my channel and has left me some lovely comments and liked my other videos. It's absolutely wonderful. I also have to say how wonderful it is to see you all supporting each other so much in the comment sections and leaving each other lovely nice comments. It's wonderful. Please keep it up. I also like to tell you that if you would like a private reading with me, then please email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. That email address is in the description box, along with the timestamps to each of these 3 readings and a link to my Instagram account. So today we are asking the question, how do I reach out to them? So this is just somebody that you want to approach in some way. Maybe someone you've just met or you know very well and you've had a bit of a split. And it can be in regards to romance, to work, to family, or just a friendship, anything in general. But this is someone specifically that you want to connect with and reach out to, and you're not sure how to do it. So this is, we're going to be looking at what's going on in that person's life that you need to be aware of in regards to your approach. And also the second part of the reading will be what is on offer if you do go out and approach this person. It's not, it's a possibility, an opportunity for you to have something if you reach out to this person. It's not a guarantee of what will happen or what the final outcome will be, because this is all tarot for me is about now. So it's about what's on offer at this moment and over really the next sort of couple of weeks, next few weeks really. So I want you to bear in mind that this is a general reading aimed at a lot of people. It's not aimed at any individuals. So not all of the reading will resonate with you completely and with your own life. And I also want to give the usual disclaimer that it's up to you whether you decide to follow the advice in the cards or not, because you're the person that has to live with the consequences of your own actions. So please take into very careful consideration what the readings say. So we shall move on. I want you to make your choice. Now we have option 1, which is the deck on the left. Option 2, which is the set in the middle, and option 3, the set on the right. So I want you to clear your mind, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes and make your choice. Please trust your intuition, don't overthink it, and stick with your first choice. If you would like a little bit more time, then please press pause. Otherwise, I am now going to be moving on to the first reading. Thank you. Okay, this is option 1, the cards on the far left. Here are the 3 cards that represent what's going on with the person that you want to reach out to. Okay, so we've got the 6 of Wands. We have the 6 of Swords. Oh, and we have the Fool. Okay. So definitely what's going on with them is they're making a big change in their life. They're really embarking on something new. So you've got to bear this in mind when considering your approach. So we've got the 6 of Wands. It's public display, public victory. So something's going very well for them. I think they're probably, in general, very popular, very likeable. Things do very well for them. People like to be around them. They may at this moment be experiencing some sort of success. You know, like graduation or claiming some sort of award, or they've just got a new job, or I wouldn't say wedding, but you know, just something publicly has come out about them that's positive news. And if that doesn't make any sense, I think generally they just are very popular, very much out there in society. They can socialise with anybody. People are comfortable around them and notice them. This is possibly someone that when they walk into a room, everybody turns around and looks at them. They may or may not be aware of that. They might be a bit ignorant of that, but everybody notices them. But they are definitely moving on from something. Hopefully not from you, but for some of you, you might be in a relationship with this person and it's just come out in public that you're splitting up. We also have that maybe they're considering a move and they've just announced that. They've come out in public and said, I'm moving to somewhere else, another location, and you want to reach out to them for that. So you've got to be aware that they are planning on moving away from something. Even it doesn't have to be a physical move because this is the sword. So it's a mental move. They are mentally leaving something behind and moving on to something new. It's probably not a big, deep transitional thing. It's probably just, oh, I've had enough of this and I'm moving on to something better. It's not necessarily something like a major life milestone in life, because that would be something like the death card, where it's a natural end to a cycle in life. This is an active decision to move on from something. Maybe a mindset or a series of arguments, maybe that you both have had or something for some of you. But they're definitely moving on, and they're starting a new life for themselves with no fear of failure. There might be pitfalls ahead, but they're not going to be worrying about it. They're just going on their new adventure, on their new journey. And you need to be aware that they are doing that. And they're full of hope for the future. We've got these two positive cards and filled with what initially looks like a sad card, but is a positive card because it's about mentally moving on from something. Leaving something behind, going into something new. So there's big change in this person's life that you want to reach out to them, big change. And I doubt very much that you're really going to be able to put a stop to that. Maybe that's why you want to reach out to them, that you're wondering where you fit into this new plan. Because this is a person on the horse on their own in the Victory. They're going off. This person's on their own, the Fool. So you possibly just don't know where you come into this. Yeah. So bear that in mind. They're on a high. And you don't want to put them on a downer because they're going up. You hopefully would like to go on this journey with them. Maybe that's what you want to know. Is there a place for me in this new journey? Is there a place for me in this parade? In this move? And in this positivity, the Fool generally doesn't harbour any ill will against anybody. So I wouldn't worry necessarily in a big way that they're going to be mean to you. But let's see what these three cards are, what's potentially on offer for you if you do decide to reach out to this person. Oh, Judgment. Queen of Cups. Temperance. Oh, yeah. I would reach out to this person. You know, bearing in mind that they've got this exciting new journey and you should be positive about that for them. If you come forward with positivity, you've both got a new beginning. Maybe together, maybe not. But you've got, you're going to hear the call, a call to a new rebirth, a new beginning. These people have heard the angel. They're coming out of their graves to be reborn again. So something's going to be reborn, either for both of you or for you both as individuals. So it's important that you connect with this person and do reach out to them. There's an offer of emotional intuition, maturity, emotional insight and empathy. This is why I think this sort of reinforces my belief that they're not going to be a bad person to approach. You just have to bear in mind that they're going somewhere. But you're really going to learn something about your own emotions and possibly theirs. And possibly they will learn this as well. This might be a shared opportunity to really learn about how you feel about them, about this situation, or just overall you might come back in a few years and look back at this time and think, well, I really matured then in my understanding of how people feel and of how how to approach things in an emotional sense. There will be sensitivity here, and as I said, empathy, which is such an important quality in a human being, to understand how the other person is feeling and even how they came to feel the way they feel. It doesn't mean that you have to validate and approve of someone else's emotions, but if you can say, I understand why you're so angry, or why you're so upset, or why you're so happy, it takes you quite far. So that's a good thing. And we also have Temperance, which is a card I really love to see in a reading, because it's about healing, it's about balance, about these two emotions and two, you know, parts of your life that are going to be balanced out as a result of reaching, at least initially, balanced out as a result of reaching out to this person. So if you're feeling some sort of emotional turmoil or turmoil in your life because of their new beginning, by reaching out to them, you're going to resolve that. You're going to know where you stand and what's going to be happening with your life. And you're going to feel, I expect, an emotional calm. Because half of the problems of feeling sort of bad about stuff is the anticipation of it. It's like the anticipation of pain. And the positive sense, like anticipation of Christmas. It's all the excitement running up to Christmas, and then you open your presents on Christmas morning and then it's sort of all over. But it's the excitement of Christmas Eve. So I feel that for some of you, you're in that phase of not knowing, but once you reach out to them, you will know and you will feel better for it. Healing, patience, balance. Some of you might have mixed feelings about it. But that's all right, you need time to process, and you will, but you'll come to an understanding about it. So, I mean, that's overall quite a positive reading, that it's not going to be too traumatic to reach out to them. It might initially, but you'll feel better once you've done it. And that Temperance card, it gives me such a big hint as to that. Yeah, I think that's a good reading. I think that this will be good for you to reach out to that person. 2 major arcana, well 3 actually major arcana cards. So half the reading is strong, clear energy of new beginning, rebirth and healing. So yeah, I would reach out to them. If I had this reading for me, I would reach out to this person in the knowledge that whatever happened at the end of it between the two of us or this situation, that I was going to know where I stand and how I feel about it. So those who chose option 1, this is your reading. Oh, sun's come out and blocked half the cards, but this is your reading. I really hope that it has helped you. I wish you all the best for the future, you and this other person. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you for listening. Bye. Okay, this is reading 2 for those of you that chose option 2 in the middle. Those out the way. Right, so these 3 cards represent what you need to know about the person you want to reach out to at this point in their life. That's relevant to you. Ooh, 2 of Wands, Ace of Cups, High Priestess. Okay, those 3 really nice cards. What you need to know about this person is that they are embarking on a new venture. Maybe you knew that anyway, but they're really considering some sort of probably quite bold action, quite a risky investment maybe, at least for them. It involves a passion and energy and drive. It's probably something creative, and I say that obviously because it's a wand, but also because of this Ace of Cups. But they're really thinking about it and possibly looking out into the world, seeing maybe how other people have done this venture, whatever it is that they're up to. And they're really, really thinking about it and investing, or at least beginning to invest a decent amount of their energy and time and thought processes into it. They might be looking for actual investment from other people for that, but certainly a bold venture, and I believe that it's creativity. The Ace of Cups does mean a new love, a sudden like sort of rush, your emotions sort of running over, sensitivity, a new opportunity of love, but also of creativity and artistry. So for some of you, this person that you want to reach out to is some sort of an artist, however that manifests. It could be a literal painter, artist, or fine artist, musician, poet, writer of some sort, or a performer, like an actor or dancer or something. That there's some sort of emotional creativity there. And for others of you, it is a feeling of new love, hopefully for you. I would prefer it to be for you. And we also have that they're deeply intuitive, and they are very well learned, and they can apply their learning out into the world. This is sort of the card of the teacher, as I say, the intuitive. It doesn't mean that necessarily that they have psychic powers, although some of you might feel that they do. It just means that they're very much in tune with how they think about things and how they feel about things. And they're the sort of person that has a secret talent, and I wonder whether this sort of is what's they're manifesting. They're sort of going to reveal something that they have known about themselves for a considerably long time, but that nobody else does. You know, if I was to create a story here, it's that they're really considering this new emotion, new idea, whatever it is. They're really considering revealing it to the world, because it is about secrets and the things we hide, but more importantly about the way we reveal them. So this person might come forward with a beautiful piece of literature or artwork or a song, and you experience it, and you suddenly say, oh my God, I had no idea that you wrote like that, that you sang like that you performed in that, acted like that, or painted. I had no idea that you could do that. And they say, well, you know, this is how I see the world. I think they're going to reveal something, but they're really considering it. They're considering it. It's a bold thing for them to do, and it would be because this is the dark horse, the quiet person, the wallflower. They're perfectly lovely to be around, but they're not the life and soul of the party. They're watchers. And then all of a sudden they come out with a piece of insight that's just stunning, and you genuinely look and you say, how could you, I can't believe you thought in that way, that you think in this way. They're a smart person. This is an interesting set of cards that you need to know about them. They also feel deeply, or at this very moment in time they are feeling something very deeply. As I say, it would be nice. Maybe it's an emotion for you. This is why you're attracted to them, maybe, and you want to reach out to them, or that you feel an emotional connection. So they might feel that for you, or more generally, they might be a sensitive and emotional person with deep feelings. That's it. Still waters run deep is the way I always think of this card for other people, because they'll feel things and suddenly they'll rush over. My cup runneth over. So they're I probably suspect a big point in their life, because they really need to draw on their inner knowledge, their intuition, their knowledge of themselves and the rest of the world, and how they apply to it. And I suspect it's a big piece of artistry. Maybe they're going to start their own business that allows them to rely on their own creativity, and they're not necessarily telling anyone about it. Because the High Priestess, male or female by the way, it doesn't matter, they will not say anything until they're ready to say something. If they feel they haven't got all the information and they can't make a choice until they've got everything they need, they won't. No. That's an interesting set of cards. I could go on for a long time about that, but I won't. Right, so 4 came out for this, by the way. It was only meant to be 3, but 4 came out. So this is what's on offer should you reach out to them. And I like that. That's justice. Let's move that to make space for the 4th card. Justice. I suppose you could say that's karma. the law of give and take, the law of actions and consequences, you know, equality and balance, not getting more than you're entitled to, but not getting less either. So I would say that you're going to be treated fairly, first and foremost, and this is another major arcana card, so that's important to pay attention to. Let's create a bit of extra space. Oh, the Star, another major arcana card. That's hope, positivity, doing something in essence almost without fear, like she's completely nude and she's balancing her, you know, she's pouring her emotions into the ground and the water, and she's got a big star above her, so it's like wishing upon a star, feeling hopeful, aspiring. So if you reach out to this person, you have a reason to hope. For whatever reason you want to reach out for them, I think even just on these two important cards, you won't get turned away with a flea in your ear, as we say here. You know, you won't get turned away unfairly. They'll consider what you're offering or your approach, and that will give you hope. Oh, that's interesting. We've got two more. So this is quite an important reading. Ooh. Seven of Swords. So I don't think either of you are going to talk about this to anyone. I think this is going to be kept a secret, because for me the Seven of Swords always initially means keeping your thoughts to yourself. Yes, for your own benefit, but I would say that this is perhaps for both of your benefit, that you both decide you're not going to tell anyone, that you're going to keep it private for a bit. It is also about cunning and strategy, so you might decide to keep quiet about it for your own benefit, but also because it gives you time in some sort of process. So, I mean, if this was a case of a joint creative project, maybe you want to reach out to them because you know that they've done something like that, maybe like the song, the story, or whatever, and you want to maybe create it with them, work on it with them, and you've heard about it and you're like, well, I want to be part of that, but you're not sure how it's going to be received. But if you reach out to them and say, I've heard you've written this great song, written this great script, play, whatever, or book, and I want to be involved in publishing, creating it, they'll consider your plea, your request, and I think they would take it very seriously, but neither of you would discuss it. Neither of you will say we're in collaboration or in contact. And if this is a romantic situation, I think if you reach out and say, oh, I've always liked you, or would you like to go out sometime just for a coffee, or, you know, see a movie or something, I think they'll take it seriously. So, well, I'll have a think about it, or maybe even yes for some of you. But both of you will say, well, we're not going to tell the other friends in our group. We're just going to go off and do it ourselves. And that's where the cunning and strategy will come in, because you'll be thinking about how the two of you could be alone together without anybody else knowing about it. You know, secret meetings and sending each other messages outside of the WhatsApp group, that kind of thing. Yeah. So, yeah, neither of you are going to reveal this initially in the short term. You know, you're going to see how it works out between the two of you first, that's fair enough. It's fair enough. And so the fourth card, which was interesting because it stuck to that one. Oh, Nine of Cups. Yeah, you should reach out to this person, because this is about, it is wishes come true card, but also it's really about emotional contentment, about being emotionally happy, having everything you could want emotionally. So big or small, whether this is just a small reaching out to try and make friends with someone, or, you know, to going out with them. Maybe this is it's someone that you work with that you want to just try and be a good workmate with, or more, I feel with these cards, more likely a romantic inclination. They will go out with you. As I say, this is a short-term thing. So at the end of it, what's on offer for you if you reach out to this person? Equality and balance, a reason to hope, not telling anyone about it, and emotional contentment. So I mean, I don't think you can get much better than that. Bear in mind that they're doing something new, putting a lot of investment in it, and they're not probably not going to tell you everything. Those two cards, you know, but don't worry about that, because they're just and fair. I think there's a justice and equality there, so they're not going to lie to you. They're just not going to necessarily reveal all their secrets, and nor should they if it's just a case of a small connection. Because I bet you're not going to tell everything about you. But this, yeah, I said it before the last one, if this came up, I would reach out to them, because whatever happens, it's not going to be a mean experience, and that the potential of being happy at the end of it is stronger than finding, you know, if I wanted to ask them out, even if they said no, I think it wouldn't be an unpleasant turn down. They wouldn't be mean to me. So, reading 2, there's your reading for those of you that chose it. I wish you all the best of luck, whatever this situation represents. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you very much for listening. Bye. Right, this is reading 3 for those that chose it. This was the set on the right. What we have here are 3 cards that represent what's going on in the person that you want to reach out to, what's going on in their life at the moment. Okay, so 4 of Cups, they're really thinking about something. They're really considering it. Considering their emotions. And it's probably something to do with family life. So maybe this is somebody that you're in a relationship with, or in a family situation with, or you know that they are very, very much thinking about their family life. Oh, because something's gone wrong, because we've got 9 of Swords, which is sleepless nights, anxiety, stress, can't stop thinking about it, all negative emotions. They're probably not getting enough sleep at the moment. They're really not sleeping well. Maybe that's why you want to reach out to them. So 4 of Cups, really thinking about it, really pondering it, dwelling on things, possibly too much, and this is why they're in a bad state. They're thinking far too much about something. They're probably withdrawing from life. Maybe this is a friend you haven't heard about for a while. You know, they've suddenly dropped off the scene. You haven't seen them around. Maybe they're not even actually answering your text messages or your calls or emails or whatever, or if this is someone that you're in a relationship with, maybe you're the happy family, and you've had a fight. They're really thinking about this fight, this disagreement. They are probably not thinking about anything else, and as I say, probably gone off, and they're, instead of focusing on the 3 things that are going well in their life or the rest of their life, they're dwelling on this one thing, this one emotion, this one fight, argument, disagreement. If this isn't like a romantic thing, maybe it's someone you work with, it's something to do with home that's the problem, because they're really thinking about their happily ever after, about the emotional happiness to be found within a family. It's not about money, it's about emotions, because it's 10 of Cups. You know, and it really represents that golden sunshine where your 2 children are out playing because they're happy, they don't have to work, they don't have to worry about where the next meal's coming from. And you don't either, you've got everything you need, and rainbow, 10 Cups, woo, it's brilliant. This is what deep down everybody aspires to, a happy family. And you've got to consider this in your approach when you reach out to them. Consider their happy family. And you really need to bear in mind, I don't think they're going to be necessarily thinking properly at this moment in time, due to this 4 of Cups, you know, dwelling on something, not seeing everything around them, just this one aspect, and the fact that they're not sleeping very well, and they're probably really, really stressed out. They're probably really, really anxious. They're full of tension. They're not, you know, that everything's going wrong for them. They're lying in bed awake at night worrying about it. So, you know, tread very carefully with this person if you decide to carry on and try and reach out. And I wouldn't, I mean, I probably wouldn't just based on this card. I don't know, actually, maybe you do need to reach out. Let's see what these cards are before I carry on with that, because see what they say. Because these 3 cards are what's on offer. If you do reach out to this person, what's on offer? Mainly for you, but also will include them. 10 of Swords. Okay, 10 of Swords, Hanged Man, Queen of Swords. I would not approach this person and reach out to them. If you do, it's just going to end badly. It might literally end your relationship with them, whether that's a marriage, girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, whatever. It doesn't matter. Your relationship with them may be damaged beyond recognition. It might literally be ended. Or at the very least, you're going to come out of it feeling awful. Absolutely awful. And you'll end up having to wait ages before you can contact them again. We've got the Hanged Man. It's about, you know, being hung out to dry, basically, and forced to think of things in a new way. You know, the being held upside down. When you're upside down, doing a headstand, everything looks different. You will be forced to see things from another viewpoint, maybe their viewpoint. Maybe you haven't been thinking about how they see things and what their needs and desires are. If you contact and reach them out now, they're going to tell you in no uncertain terms, very forcefully. You will feel the force of their wrath, and you will come out at the end of it feeling like you've been hung out to dry, you've been put through the spinner, hung out to dry until you have learnt your lesson. And they probably will not allow you to contact them again for some considerable time, if at all. Because we also have the Queen of Swords, which is blunt talk. It's about not holding back any punches, about wielding the truth, speaking her truth. And again, it doesn't matter whether it's a male or female you're thinking about. They will tell you, and they won't care about your feelings in this. Whether you've done something wrong or not, they're not thinking necessarily rationally. If you've done something wrong, it's overwhelming their thoughts and their feelings at this moment. And if you reach out to them, they're just going to give it to you, no holds barred. You know, this is the Queen of Words. Queen of Swords, Queen of Words. And she will give them to you, or he will. Everything that hasn't been said in an argument already because they didn't want to hurt your feelings, out the window. They're going to tell you. If you've cheated on them, if you've run up a big credit card bill or a debt, or you've got various issues, gambling, they're constantly thinking about the happily ever after that you were meant to have, and possibly suspecting that they're not going to get that with you anymore. And that's what they're thinking all the time about and being overwhelmed with. And they can't see the wood for the trees. They can't see the other good things in their life. I suspect this has all happened very recently, and this is all very, very fresh. And it's just overwhelming them. They cannot cope with this. So if you reach out to them now, you should, I would say, only because you do want an end to the relationship and you want it. You want to give them their chance to have their say and end the relationship. If you want to try and retrieve this relationship, I would give them time. If this is somebody that you're not in a relationship with, and it's just someone that you know, that you're worried about them, unfortunate, I would still say perhaps be careful about reaching out, because they might take it out on you, which isn't fair. I mean, we've all been the person that's had something screamed in their face and really they want to have a go at whoever's caused this situation, but you're there and you're their rubbing rag, and they're mean to you because they're having a bad day. So, you know, if all you want to do is, oh, how are you? You haven't been yourself. Oh, and they'll just, you know, and you might suddenly be in shock and sort of, oh, okay, I mean, what's on offer as well is a sort of passive calm energy. I mean, this hanged man is not concerned about where he is. See, some of you might not find this traumatic. Maybe you know this is going to happen. And you know that it's going to bring change. And I mean, there's also sacrifice here. Sacrifice is an element of the hanged man. It might require you to sacrifice something. So be careful about that, whether it's something that you do want to sacrifice or that you don't want to be forced into sacrificing something that you don't actually want to. So bear that in mind. But there's definitely going to be, you're going to be told a few harsh truths. And who likes those? They're not very nice, especially if this is, you know, a tense situation. So it's up to you whether you reach out to them, because it really depends on the scenario that you're thinking about when you made your choice. You might think, well, I understand this, and you'll be able to moderate your approach in order to make the best success of it, the best outcome that you can. That's entirely up to you. You have free will. But just that's the situation, and you need to be aware of it when you do approach them, if you do reach out to them. So there's your reading. I do hope that it's helped you. Please take very good care of yourself and this person, because I think they're in a rough patch. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.